The two sides of Ghost was a constant conflict and theme throughout his life. Ghost's childhood was all about survival until it finally started turning into success. It was a long hard battle to the top of the food chain. Ghost was literally on top on the drug game as the plug. After starting off as a corner boy, but he also knew that being on the top of the food chain that everyone below him including Cannon Starks was aiming for his position. Ghost also knew that his life was constantly in danger because everyone wanted his position of power. Even his own son Tarek St. Patrick ended up viewing him as the opposition. The Prince of Power eventually came to take the crown from his father to become the king himself. Ghost kept getting pushed back into the drug game as a child and as an adult. His life and circumstances kept pushing him back in over and over again. Ghost never really wanted to be a criminal. He really wanted to be in a legitimate business venture. Ghost's rise to power and the constant threat. Starting as a corner boy, Ghost quickly proved himself and climbed the ranks to become the plug, the primary supplier at the top of the drug empire. His intelligence, ambition, and street savvy made him a formidable force, respected and feared by all, including rivals like Cannon Stark. But with great power came great danger. Ghost was acutely aware that everyone below him, those hungry for his spot, were plotting to take his place. The closer he got to the top, the more enemies he made, and the more his life was in peril. The price of power, family and betrayal. Even his own son, Tarek, began to see Ghost as the opposition, a barrier to his own ambitions. Tarek's desire for the throne, to become the king of the streets, set up a tragic rivalry. Ghost's leadership and control became a target for his son's rebellion, culminating in a brutal struggle for dominance within their family and the streets. The cycle of pushing back into crime. Throughout his life, Ghost was repeatedly pushed back into the drug game, first as a child, where circumstances forced him into survival mode, and later as an adult, where the allure of power and the inability to escape poverty kept drawing him in. Despite his success on the street, Ghost's true yearning was for legitimacy. He didn't want to be a criminal forever, his dream was to build a legitimate business empire, to rise above the cycle of crime and poverty. The inner conflict. Ghost's journey is marked by this constant push and pull, his desire for a legitimate life versus the pressures and dangers of the drug world that keep pulling him back. His ambition to leave the game behind underscores the tragedy of his character, a man caught between two worlds, trying to forge a better future but repeatedly pulled back into the chaos and violence of the streets. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.